for a prone shoulder external rotation PAILS and rails, I'm going to utilize yoga blocks. We can also use pillows, pads work here, anything to elevate and set up in a passive external rotation stretch. So I'll show you what that looks like. If you're not comfortable laying on your stomach, this likely isn't the version of the exercise for you. We have an alternative one. Please let us know if we need to utilize that. You can leave a comment on this video and we will swap it out, or we can utilize another progression. So that being said, for our prone external rotation PAILS rails, we're going to be laying in a prone position. We want to have that shoulder abducted to about 90 degrees, and we're just laying flat. Now, your heights will be dictated by two things. One, if you're a female, the height of your chest, right? Where we're comfortable here, we want that shoulder to be brought out to the side. And two, the amount of external rotation of the shoulder you currently possess. If you have more passive range, if you can stretch passively as much as you possibly could ever do, you're going to need a taller block, especially on this first height. This lower one, again, for the females, will be dictated by the size of your chest. We want to make sure that that shoulder comes out away. So, personally, for myself, if I lay flat on my floor, as I lay into the floor, if I don't have a block here, you can see that my shoulder is now higher than my elbow. We want to choose a block size that allows me, again, laying flat, to get my elbow roughly right out from my shoulder, okay? From here, this is where we can utilize these stacks. My shoulder's out, elbows in. We want to find a stack that can passively move my arm into that extra rotation. Now, you will face straight down. I'm going to try and look so that you can see here without messing it up. So you're going to lay down flat. Again, this is just a nice passive stretch. I can feel this in my shoulder, all those external rotators. This is our first part to our PAILS rails. It's that passive stretch contraction. Now, we want this hand to just kind of hang out, but we really want to let that block kind of sit, if we can, on the forearms. Obviously, if I move closer, that'll be more of a passive stretch. You see my elbow can't reach there. That's too much for me. I can back up. There's my comfortable angle right about there. So passive stretches first. We let that relax. From here, progressive angular isometric loading first, which means I'm pushing my hand into the blocks. So I'm not pushing my chest away, but I'm trying to push, like close the gates down onto the blocks as I go. So I will ramp up that contraction. Again, the time and the percentage will be dictated, but start slow. I then complete the time prescribed. I ease out of that. I go rails contraction, trying to pull my hand off the blocks. If I did this right, I can't really move my hand, even if I try, but I can feel myself trying to move my hand off the blocks. From there, if we gained any range of motion, we can move our arm up. And you see I can now relax more into that new range of motion in that external, right? So my movement is here. I'm trying to go closing the gate on my shoulder through my forearm, right? So I'm trying to move up and down as I go. Now, as I perform this one, again, starting slow, be mindful of the progressions that are written in as far as percentages and time. We don't need to go to 100% to see some of these benefits, but we also don't want to hurt ourselves by doing so. So be cautious where you move. Make sure you have a setup that works for you. If you don't, there are alternative ways to set up for this exercise. Please leave a comment in this video or on this video, and we can show those to you, again, if you're utilizing this video in bridge. So that is our prone shoulder external rotation, PAILS and rails.